Okay, sorry about that. So welcome everybody, welcome all distributors to today's training with Pascal Oloo. It's a training that we truly appreciate. Pascal stepped in when COVID came in and he's really assisted our businesses, and we thank God for him. And today he has a fantastic training lined up for us. Make sure you have a pen and paper, preferably a booklet that you can be able to take notes because today's training is action-packed. And so Pascal, without further ado, karibu sana, and we truly appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Fred. I really appreciate. What I really love about this business is that we've got leaders who commit themselves to getting the training going. Paul Mwatu is on leave, so he's somewhere on the road going somewhere, and he has managed to host this meeting. I also know Fred is he's traveling or moving somewhere, but he's able to start it off in the meeting. So Fred, I really appreciate. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you for this training session. I think it's the last training session we are going to have before Christmas. But on Monday, the 20th, we're still going to have a business presentation for those people who have got guests who they would like to introduce to the business. So today's training session is, I want to share with you a few ideas on how to get new people started in the business. How do you start people off in the business? Because getting started in the business is a very critical part of the success of our business. When you start new people off properly in the business, the chances that they're going to be successful are much higher. So I will share with you a few ideas that can help you grow your business. But also, I'm doing this training as if the people who are attending the meeting are either sponsors or are new distributors themselves who want to learn how to build this business. So, a little background on this industry. You know, we invest between $60 and $100 to start a global business. And it's very tempting to think that this business is small change, or this business is small time because you're investing very little money in it. What we sometimes don't realize is that behind the scenes, there's very sophisticated systems, products, computer systems, training systems that the company has put together that gives you access to a global market. Just some information about our network marketing industry. I think sometimes we think that network marketing industry is a new concept. No, it is not. Network marketing is as old as civilization is, because network marketing uses one tool that has been used since man was on this planet. That is word of mouth advertisement. Is the oldest method of generating customer base. This business, you won't know about it until somebody tells you about it. That is the way you know about the business. In 2020, this whole network market industry generated $200 billion in 100 different countries. And it's the most profitable way to promote a product or goods to the public. Why? Because it costs the company very little to do the actual promotion. The promotion is done by individuals or distributors like myself or Fred or some of my colleagues who are attending this meeting. So it's a very profitable way to generate income, and because of technology, you can increase your income by using or leveraging technology. The network marketing industry estimates that by 2025, the annual global turnover will be $650 billion annually. The question is, if you're a distributor, how much of this will be generated by your team? Foreign direct investment policies is one of the attractions that companies see in this business, because governments want to invite foreign direct investment in their countries And one of the industries that really takes advantage of this is the network marketing industry. Between the year, I think the year 2000, let me just get this straight. Since 2009 until 2019, $600 billion has been paid in commissions. And the industry has generated $1.5 trillion. That is a lot of money in a 10-year period. In 2017, Africa only did 1% of the global sales, and by gender distribution, 74% of distributors are women and 26% are men. I think the reason is because network marketing is a relationship business, and I think women are more gifted in building relationships or in communicating than men. So that is an overview about our industry. So when you invest only a few hundred, let me say you invest $100 or $60 to start a business, don't think it is a small business. It's a very, very huge business that you're investing in. And the only way to grow your business is just sheer hard work. You see, if I'm an investor, I remember that Betty and I invested an equivalent of about $40 then when we started. But within 7 months, our income had reached $1,000. Now, that for our investment is a very, very high return on your investment. That is what this business can do, because what we don't realize is the amount of effort, the amount of planning, the amount of time Neolife has put in place to help you frog leap your investment to a very, very high level. So let's get to the next session. Getting started. If you're a new distributor or you're an upline sponsor or an upline leader and you want to get involved, to get new people started in the business, I was reading a book about what creates a culture that lasts over a very, very long time. The thing that keeps a business going, the thing that has kept Neolife going since 1958 is a culture, the culture that is developed in the company to keep the business going and to keep integrity in the business. Culture is simply a way of living. Some principles, actions, thought processes, all this amounts to what is culture. Now, in Neolife, we have cultures at two levels. The first one is a corporate culture. That is what the company believes to be true, and everybody should buy into it. The second one are personal attributes. This is individualized to each new distributor when they're starting the business. Now, what is our corporate culture? The company believes in certain principles that are very, very important to sustain our business over the long haul, of the long time. And I always like to use the acronym of APPLE. The first element or the first principle is absolute integrity. Integrity simply means doing the right thing when nobody is watching. So we need to maintain integrity in our business, how we conduct ourselves, how we speak to our prospects, how we communicate with each other, giving our distributors the right information, giving our prospects the right information about our products, about the income potential, not exaggerating what the business can do, and not also underselling what the business does. Integrity means just doing the right thing when nobody is watching. The second element about the corporate culture is people are number one. The most important resource we have in our business is people. If we don't have people, we have nothing in this business. The third element or the third principle about our corporate culture is products that work. The reason why we're in business is to provide products to the public, and in return, we are paid by customers. Because really, that is the role of a business. The role of a business is to provide a service or a product to the public in return for the money the public pays us. So Neolife spent a lot of time, a lot of money, they put together a group of scientists to develop the highest level of products. The fourth principle is long-range vision or long-range planning. If you're starting this business, initially, we recommend that you need
How powerful is the healing power of Vaseline? We applied Vaseline jelly to one leaf, the other we left alone. After just a few days, the difference is visible. Nothing.
I think somebody's
moisture better.
Okay, my apologies. There are somebody unmuted their phone. All right. So we say in our business, if you want to really have success in the long term, you need to have a long range view. Initially, you need to have a 2 to 5 year horizon, which means that within a 2 to 5 year period, if you learn how to build this business and you consistently work at it, you'll gain financial independence. That means that if your current source of income stops, the business should be able to sustain you and your family. And then equal opportunity for everybody. This business, in fact, this is the only business I know that equalizes everybody. This business doesn't care whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're 18 or 81, whatever it is, whatever background you come from, this business, everybody starts at the same level. And if that happens, the only path to growth is how hard you work, your ethics, your leadership development, your personal development. That is what really will count for success. That is what we call a corporate culture. The next item is a personal attributes. Personal attributes are things you need to develop yourself as a person when you're building this business. And the first one is unselfishness. In fact, if you look at the Getting Started document that Neolife has prepared on page 2, these attributes are outlined there. Personal attributes. One is unselfishness. Unselfishness simply means that when you're starting this business, you need to direct attention not to yourself, but to the people you want to bring in. In fact, Jim Rohn said it very well. Is it Jim Rohn? No, Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar says that if you have enough other people to achieve what they want, you don't have to worry about your own because it becomes an automatic process. So the first personal attribute that you need to develop is unselfishness. The next element is stewardship and gratitude. Stewardship means that you get hold of something that is precious that you take care of on behalf of somebody else. That is what being a steward means. A steward means that you are put in, you have a responsibility in your hands that you hold dear for other people. And for example, Betty and I take our responsibilities very seriously because we know that what we teach, people take very seriously, and they use it as a guide or a path to follow. And if it's not correct, then we bear a great responsibility. So stewardship simply means you hold something in trust that helps other people. The other one is gratitude. Gratitude simply means being thankful for what we have. You see, it's very easy to complain about what we don't have than being thankful about what we have. Gratitude is the attitude that recognizes of the good things that we have and letting go of the things we think we don't have. If you don't have anything, you work for it. Okay? So gratitude is a very, very important personal attribute that you need to develop in this business. The third one is humility. Humility is not something easy to achieve. Humility, the word humility comes from the word humus in Latin, which means soil or dirt. Okay? Humility is knowing that you are not worse than anybody and they're not better than anybody. And if you want to test humility is, in fact, I read a quote some time ago and I found it to be very helpful, is humility is accepting correction or criticism and accepting with grace and confidence. Because when you are criticized and you feel badly about it, you need to stop and think, what you're being criticized about or correction about, is it true? If it is true, then you shouldn't worry about it. Just make the change. If it's not true, why are you worried? Okay? Humility is a very, very powerful tool to develop because it is what attracts people to yourself. The fourth personal attribute is a strong work ethic. We need to develop a work ethic that helps us to grow our business. Strong work ethic simply means that you plan to do things and you do them whether you feel like doing them or not. One of the challenges in life is sometimes we always want to do the things that make us happy or makes us feel good, but you will never be successful or grow as a person if the only things you do are the things that you like. In fact, I think that true growth happens when you do the things that you don't like. I'll challenge all of you that every single day, identify 2 or 3 things that you really don't like and do them. That's when personal growth happens. Positive attitude is another attribute that you need to develop as a person. Positive attitude simply means that you see the good things in life rather than bad things in life. Saying that our glass is half full, not half empty. A positive attitude is being able to, when you walk into a room, people should be happy or excited. Not when you leave the room that people are excited. Positive attitude means you develop an attitude that makes life easy for yourself and for the people you work with. And then the last element is a work-life balance. You see, all of us have 24 hours a day. How do you spend these hours? Some you spend with your family, some to work, some to relax, some to think, some to pray. You need to have a balance in your life so that you become a balanced person as you grow the business. So those are the 2 things that develops the Neolife culture for long-term success. 1 is corporate, 2 is personal attributes. Now, getting started in the business. It's very important that when you start the business, you need to know the path to follow so that you become successful. 3 things are important for long-term success. 1, you need to have a burning desire. You see, a desire is not something that somebody can generate for you. It has to be generated in your own heart. A burning desire is having a drive in your heart that compels you to do things that you actually don't feel like doing because they are necessary for your success. The second thing is being coachable, being teachable. This is very important because you see, you learn very little from yourself, but you learn more from other people. I attended a talk about a week ago, and this gentleman said that human beings are biologically wired to imitate. The reason why we can develop technology very quickly is because we are wired to imitate the people we see around us. And that is what being teachable is. Being teachable means that you are able to imitate the people who are already successful, and you simply copy what they do or duplicate what they do for you to get to success quickly. And then number 3, you need to work hard. If you have these 3 going for you, working hard is getting involved in income producing activities. Okay, we'll talk about this a bit later during this session. So when you get started, the first thing you need to do as a distributor or as a sponsor, teach your downlines the basics of what the administrative part of the business, how to order products, what is PV, what is BV, what is a director, what is a manager, what is a senior manager, an executive manager, Sapphire, all those things, you need to teach them. You need to teach them what the compensation plan is. How do you get to director? How do you get to Sapphire? All those steps. Teach them the compensation plan. How do people get remunerated for the work that they do in the business? And then teach them the terms we use in the business, PV, BV, SRP, all those terms. The courier, the delivery policies, everything that we need, and then take time to go through the policies and procedures. I think sometimes we miss the aspect of taking our new distributors through the policies and procedures that the company has. Policies and procedures simply mean these are the guidelines that the company expects of you and what you expect from the company. All right, so take some time to go through the policies and the procedures of the company. Once you've gone through that, the next thing is learn how to build a business. How do you build a business? Step number 1, what is your why? What is the reason why you are in the business? What is your dream? You need to think about this very much, is because the most successful people are successful because they have a very strong reason why they do what they do. I remember reading about Viktor Frankl, who was a Jew, and he was in the concentration camps in Auschwitz, and he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And he explained that the reason why he actually survived is every single day he visualized himself giving talks about his experience in the concentration camp. And he noticed that the people who died or the people who perished are people who lost hope, people who did not look for anything in the future to do. They had nothing to look forward to. So one of the reasons why people become very successful is because they have a reason why they are doing the business. Their why is so strong that it keeps them going. Okay? Step number 2, set goals. What are goals? Goals are dreams with a deadline. What do you want to achieve by a certain date? Then step number 3, develop a plan. Develop an action plan that you're going to follow on a step-by-step basis to get you to your goals. You need to develop monthly plans, develop weekly plans, and develop daily plans and put them to action. And what are those daily plans? What are those weekly plans? The income producing activities. These are the activities you need to get involved in to make your business grow. That leads me to the daily success habits. What are the daily success habits? You will notice in all our presentations, we talk about the 3 daily success habits. The first, use the products. You need to use the products every day. Why? Because if you don't use the products, you're doing 2 things. You're not supporting your own business. You're actually taking your money and you're supporting another business instead of yours. Why do I say that? Because whether you're in this business or not, you're still going to buy soap. Whether you're in this business or not, you're going to buy something that you use in your home for cleaning your bathroom, your kitchen, your toilet. So why don't you support your own business? So the first thing you need to do, use the products yourself. The second thing is you need to share the business opportunity. Okay? What is sharing the business? Sharing the business is sponsoring people into the business, building a team of distributors. There are about 5 steps. Number 1, build a name list. Build a name list of more than 100 people or more. Why is this important? Because out of that name list, you're going to identify or develop or sponsor your business partners or your success lines. So name list. Secondly, learn how to invite. Ask the right questions to find out if the prospect is interested. Sometimes we talk to people and we don't ask the right questions, so we don't get to find out if the person is interested in the business or not. So learn to invite people professionally by asking questions and then listening to the responses. For example, starting a conversation with somebody in the bus, in the airplane, in the bank, whatever it is, you meet people. And then you exchange contacts. And you ask a very simple question. By the way, John, are you open to look at a way to earn extra income? If the answer is yes, say, okay, I don't have time now, but I'll send you some information. Give me your phone number or let's exchange contacts. That is the way you arouse their curiosity so that you can invite them to see the business. The next step is showing the plan. Showing the plan simply means you show them what the business does. If you will permit me, let me share another screen, something that I remember we were taught when we started the business. Sponsoring process, or the process of getting people to the business. And the reason why I like this is because it's very easy to see the process in a flow chart. It's called the W, or work. First step, write a prospects list, at least 100 people. The next step, invite. Inviting simply means that you either give them a tool to look at, a brochure, a magazine, a CD, a video, something they need to look at to arouse their curiosity so that they come and see the business opportunity. So you need to invite 3 to 5 people daily if you're doing it part-time. If you're doing it full-time, maybe 10 people daily to look at the business. Okay, so invite people to the business opportunity presentation. And you use this using tools. For example, sending them the Zoom link. Every Monday we have a meeting. So you send a Zoom link to the person to invite them for the meeting. Or you send them a WhatsApp if it's a face-to-face meeting, or you give them a magazine, whatever it is, give them a tool. It's called a third-party tool. That is something that is professionally prepared by the company or your upline leaders to invite people to see the business. So invite them for the business opportunity presentation, where somebody more experienced is going to explain the business to your prospects. And after the business opportunity presentation, you do a follow-up. A follow-up is just after the presentation has been done, you ask them the following questions. Did the business make sense? What did you like most about the business? Is it the products, or is it the business, or both, or a little bit of both? Okay. The third question, do you see yourself becoming successful in our business? If it's yes for all these first 3 questions, did the business make sense? What did you like most about the business or the presentation? Do you see yourself becoming successful? If they say yes, then go to the last step and ask them to sign up and get the registration amount, whatever a registration amount is in your markets. And then if they say, there are 3 options. Either they will say, yes, I want to join, or no, I'm not interested, or they want to become a customer. But quite a number of prospects say, I want to think about it, or I will get back to you. I think the reason why they say that is that they haven't really seen the dream, they haven't seen the opportunity, or you haven't convinced them, or they lack confidence in themselves to succeed, or they don't think this thing will work. There are very many different reasons. So the sponsoring process is a process you take a prospect through from the name list to inviting, business opportunity presentations, make a follow-up until the person says, yes, I want to get started. Then the process starts again for the new prospect, for the new downline or distributor. They also make their list. You teach them how to invite people for the business opportunity presentation, the follow-up, and once they follow up, then they will say yes or no. That is a sponsoring process. Remember that sponsoring is not an event. Sponsoring is a process. It's a process you take a prospect through until they say, yes, I want to do the business, or no, I'm not interested, or I just want to use the products. Okay? So you need to monitor your activities. If you speak to 10 people, how many of them say yes? If you speak to 20, speak to 30. Monitor your activity so that you can have an idea of how effective you are in prospecting new distributors. Now, I would like to give an idea of some of the most important things you need to do when you're starting new people. If you're new or you're starting new people, I recommend that the first 2 weeks, the new distributor should just get involved in training about the products, training on how to invite, building a dream chart, writing a name list, then practicing how to invite, and then practicing to tell their story. If you look at the Getting Started document that Neolife has prepared, all this information is in there. In fact, there is information on how to tell your story, if it's a product story, or how to tell your story if it's a business story. Okay? One of the powerful ways that you can use to get people in the business is learn to tell your story, and it should not take more than 4 minutes. There are 4 elements that you need to look at when you're telling your story. The first, how was your life before you came across Neolife? Number 2, how did you get involved in Neolife? Number 3, what benefits have you received from Neolife, either product or business? Number 4, how does the future look like? Okay. And I'll give you an example. I normally say that your story should not take more than 4 minutes. I remember when I was going to school, my father used to say, son, go to school, get a good education. If you do that, you're going to be successful. So I went to University of Nairobi, did a course in civil engineering, finished. And when I finished, I met a wonderful lady called Betty. And I remember I met her first when she and my sister came to visit us. She was my sister's roommate. And when I saw her, I got love struck, as they say. And as I said, the rest is history. We got married. We left Kenya to move to Southern Africa. And we moved to South Africa in 1995. And the reason why we came here is to have a better life. So I enrolled at the University of Wits to do a postgraduate course in construction management. And when I finished, there was not a single increase in my salary. And that really frustrated me. And I told Betty, it looks like in Kenya, what we're earning in Kenya and what we're earning here seems to be about the same. And that really got us frustrated. So we started looking for things to do. And Betty also looked for a job in Pretoria for almost a whole year, and she didn't get a job. And I remember she made a comment that let the job, I have looked for a job long enough, let the job come and find me at home. 2 weeks after she made that statement, she got a call from a friend of hers called Jen Kebera, who told her, look, Betty, I know you have a sick child, but I think there's a business that you can do from your house successfully. She went for a presentation, she came back, and she didn't explain to me the details, but she told me, I think it's something we can try and do. So I asked her, how much does it take? At that time, it was 425 Rand, which is an equivalent of about 3,000 shillings now. So we started with that, and our goal was to make an extra $20,000, $200 a month. But after I remember our first check was about $3. After 7 months, our income reached $1,000, and that's when I really took the business seriously. So we started building it very seriously. We were traveling about 6,000-7,000 kilometers every month building the business. After 3 years, what we were earning from the business was 3 times my salary, and I fired my boss. I remember that day very well, 27 September 1999. I went to the office late and put in my resignation letter. So the future for me in this business looks very bright. You actually need sunglasses to see ahead. That is how you tell your story. 4 elements. 1, what happened before you joined the business? Number 2, how you came to join the business. Number 3, what benefits have you received from the business? Number 4, how does the future look like? That is how you tell your story. And if you're a new distributor, practice telling your story. Practice it in front of your family members, your husband or your wife, your children. Let them comment on how your story looks like. You need to put in passion. You need to put in conviction, because that is what will really sell your business. Okay? Let's go to the daily income producing activities. What are those things that you need to do every day to grow your business? Because this business grows when you get involved in income producing activities. You see, this business follows 3 laws: the law of sowing and reaping, the law of delayed gratification, and the law of increasing returns. The law of sowing and reaping simply means talking to people. The law of delayed gratification means that when you talk to people now, or the work you put in now, you don't harvest now. You have to wait for a whole growing season. Number 3 is that when you sow 1 seed, you don't harvest 1. You harvest 100-fold. That is why we do the business in the first place. So our business follows those laws. Now, what are these income producing activities that you need to get involved in every single day? Number 1, if you're not in social media, I would recommend you need to get in social media. Send their daily posts. Post something in the social media to get contact with new people. Then meet new people as you go in your daily activities, exchange contacts, have chats with your group, one-on-one calls, 3-way calls with your growing upline. 3-way calls is if you're a new distributor and you want your sponsor to speak to somebody on your behalf, you can create a 3-way call so that your upline leader shares the business or explains the business on your behalf to your prospects. And then you need presentations. Invite people for the presentations on a daily basis, either Facebook, Zoom presentations, videos, one-on-ones, as long as you are exposing the business on a daily basis. Number 7, you need to make follow-ups. You see, one of the things that I found very strange is that 48% of people or distributors do not follow up with a customer prospects only once. 22% follow up with a prospect twice. If you add it up, about 92% do not follow up more than 4 times. And only 8% of distributors follow up with a customer 5 times or more. And from the studies I have read, most people say yes after the 5th time of follow-up. So make the follow-up part of your skill set so that you can get an answer from your prospects about joining the business. Number 8 is personal development. You are not paid according to what you want or the goals you've set. You are paid according to who you are. That is the level of personal development you have reached. So if you look at your income and you don't like it, go and look in the mirror. Go and look in the mirror. It will give you a very good idea on who needs to increase that income. Just develop yourself. So you're paid not according to what you want, but according to who you are. Okay? And if you're a new distributor, it's very good to be ready for the challenges you're going to face in the business. And the following challenges are the things you're going to face on a continuous basis in the business. And if you wrap your mind around it, if you accept that this is going to happen, if you're ready mentally, your chances of success has increased. The first one is discouragement. You're going to be discouraged by very many people. Your friends, sometimes your relatives, the people you meet, your prospects, sometimes negative people. There's so many things that are going to discourage you from building the business. That is part of success. Because remember, there's a principle in social life called the crab mentality. You see, if you put crabs in a bucket, as soon as one of them wants to get out, all the others drag them back because they also want to get out. That happens in our business. The moment you say you want to achieve your dreams, your friends, your relatives, or people who are not successful are going to discourage you from going after your dreams. So the first challenge you're going to face in the business is discouragement. Second is reinventing the wheel. This business is very simple, not easy. Don't try and invent the wheel. Do whatever your upline leader has already been doing for years. Every time I get a challenge in the business, every time my business is not growing, I go back to look at what did Charlie Bolton and Hans Cronier teach us? What did they teach us to do? When I go back to apply what they taught us, the business grows. So the business is very, don't try and make this business complicated. It's very simple. Talking to people, inviting them for meetings, reading positive books, this will grow your business. The third thing is rejection. You know, I think that it's very important to mentally deal with what rejection is in its true sense. When somebody says no to you, when you show them the business, they're not saying no to you as a person. They're saying no to the idea. So don't take it personally. And another way to look at it, that for every no you get, it takes you very closer to a yes. In fact, if you want to be very successful in this business, you need to gather as many no's as possible, because out of those no's, you're going to get a yes, and that's what you're looking for. You see, when you grow your business, you become a director, you become a Sapphire, World Team, President's Team member. When you go on stage, you will not remember all those people who told you no. In fact, what you will remember is that you want to send them a postcard or a picture of you receiving your prize as a top distributor in your region. Okay, so you need to embrace the word no. No is part and parcel of success. I can count to you, I can mention to you countless of very, very successful people who have had no's. I remember reading about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, when he was in high school, he was rejected by his high school team. He went to his room and cried. And he made a commitment that he's going to practice shooting 100 throws without missing. If he reaches 97 and misses one, he goes back to 0. Starts again. That's how Michael Jordan became one of the most successful basketballers. Okay. Henry Ford failed many times. I can count so many people who have been rejected, who have gone through no's, who have gone through very difficult circumstances, and they became successful. So if you're a guest, if you're a prospect, if you're a distributor, when people say no to the business, they're not saying no to you, they're saying no to the idea. No may also mean it's not the right time for them to start the business, or they haven't understood what the business is. Okay? The fourth challenge you're going to face is called a greener pasture syndrome. You know, sometimes when you're going through challenges, the other side of the fence looks greener. What we don't understand, when you see somebody's grass is greener on the other side, is because somebody is taking care of it. So take care of your side and your business will grow. So be very careful about the greener pasture syndrome, because remember, if you go somewhere else, you're carrying your attitude, you're carrying yourself with you in any case. Nothing will change. Number 5 is poor relationships. I would recommend to all the distributors, or everybody who was on this call, go and look for a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's an excellent book on how to have good relationship with people, with your spouse, with your children, with your team members, anybody. If you want to build good relationship, read this book and master it. It will really help you, because the core of our business, the glue that keeps our business together, is relationships. And then you're also going to get objections. Handling objection is a very important skill that you need to develop in this business. You're going to get so many. The ones I have had the most is this. The first objection I've had, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Whenever I hear about this, then I quickly realize the person I'm speaking to doesn't understand what a pyramid is. In fact, when you think about it, an organization with a pyramid structure is very stable. Think about the South African government, or the Kenyan government, or Tanzania, Uganda, or Nigerian government. You have the president at the top and his deputy. Then you have a group of ministers. Then you have deputy assistant ministers. Then you have heads of departments. Then you have staff. Then you have the civil service. That is a pyramid structure. There's only one person at the top at any one time. That is a pyramid. Okay. A pyramid scheme, the difference between a network marketing business and a pyramid scheme are 3 elements. The first, in a pyramid scheme, there is no product or service being offered to the public. In network marketing, there's a product or a service that is offered to the public that people pay money for. For example, our business, we've got cleaning products, we've got health supplements, we've got skincare products. The public actually pay money for these goods or products. Okay, so in a pyramid scheme, there is no product or service. In network marketing business, there's a product or a service that is offered to the public. Number 2, a pyramid scheme, there is no regulatory body that regulates the industry. In our business, the Direct Selling Association regulates our industry. And any person who wants to look at the business can go and do a due diligence, go to the website, check out the company, check out the staff, check out the leaders, look at their products. You can actually find out what the company does. A pyramid scheme, you will not likely find any headquarters, because after 6 to 18 months, a pyramid scheme normally collapses. The third difference is this. In a pyramid scheme, the person who started it always is the one who runs away with people's money, and is always the one who wins. In network marketing, the person who works the hardest are the ones who become more successful. Betty and I have got a number of people in our team who earn more than we do. Why? Because they've worked harder than we have. because they have built a better structure than ourselves. That's the difference between a pyramid scheme and a network marketing business. The second objection I normally hear people say is the products are expensive. True, our products are pricey. Why? Because they are high quality. You see, it's very strange that you can spend millions of dollars of insurance on a horse or a thoroughbred horse, but when you want to put high quality products in your body, you complain about the cost. You see, I don't think you should put any value or low value on the products that you put into your body. Our products are very well priced. If you compare it gram by gram or element by element or liter by liter to the products in the supermarket or the product in the marketplace, our products are actually cheaper in the long term. Just do your price comparison analysis. I mean, the Eagle team in South Africa has done a price comparison analysis over many years, and our products are much better priced than the ones in the supermarket or in the chemist. So same products are expensive. Our products are priced, yes, they're pricey, but I think they've got very, very high quality. Two reasons. One, backed by science. Two, based in nature. Because the supplements, the body recognizes it as food. The ones that you buy in the chemist, in the supermarket, or any other place are synthetic, and the body does not recognize it as food, and most of it goes out as waste. That is why the company does what is called bioavailability studies. That is, if you take 10 grams of a nutrient, how much of that gets into your cell? Okay. Another objection that people normally have is, I don't have time. You see, when you say you don't have time, everybody has got 24 hours a day. The question is, are you willing to put aside 5 to 10 hours a week to build your business? Nobody can get any more time. Nobody can get 1 second more than the other. So when people say I don't have time, it's because it's not their priority. When something is important to you, you put priority in it and you start building the business. In fact, the question I normally ask my prospects or people is, when they're starting the business, what income level would it make it worth your while to put 5 to 10 hours of serious effort in the business? Then they give you a figure, $100,000, $1,500, $2,000, whatever it is. When they give you that, then that becomes an item for you to tell, okay, if you want to earn $1,000 a month, this is the amount of effort I'd like you to put in the business. Okay, so those are some of the ways to handle objections. You see, I think most objections come from two sources, two main sources. One, lack of self-belief in that they can actually succeed. Number two, lack of understanding about the industry. They don't believe in the industry. And the simple way to solve those problems is learn to tell your story. If you do that, you will find that most of these objections get over the top. And you need to protect your mind. Master your mind. You see, people who are not careful about their minds, they allow news, negative friends, the challenges is what they concentrate in. Do not look at what you're going through, look at where you're going to. If you know the difference between those two, it will really help you to have a good attitude or a good positive mind. You don't think about your dreams, your past success, income producing activities. A positive person is a person who spends most of their time, they build a dream chart, they have memory of past successes, they concentrate on income producing activities, affirmations, less time on news, they avoid negative friends. When they have challenges, they put challenges in their proper context, okay? And to close this session, I would like to propose to everybody as we approach Christmas to celebrate the birth of our Lord, I'd like you to get into the 90-day challenge. The 90-day challenge is you select 3 months that you want to put very intense work to build momentum into your business. Get into the 90-day challenge. January, February, March. Okay? 90-day challenge. There are 2 phases for the 90-day challenge. Phase 1 is negotiate with your family and friends that from January, February, and March, you really want to focus in the business. If you're doing it part-time, you want to put 1 or 2 hours every day that you do the business without fade. Number 2, create your story. Practice your story. Practice it so much. Talk to your family, talk to your friends about your story in the business. And then set goals. I will earn dash amount of money by this time, June 2022. Set your goal of the amount of money you want to earn by June 2022. And then identify a group of people in your team who want to take part in this 90-day challenge. Not everybody is going to join, but pick up the phone if you're a leader, sell this idea to at least some people in your team and ask them to commit to building the business in the next 90 days. Phase 2, Phase 2, set a date to begin, maybe during January, after the month end. So plan every weekend to do what you're going to do next week. For example, build the business for the week, then on Friday, get together with your group and exchange ideas or information on what you have done during the past week. Okay? Expose the business to 5 people daily. Monitor your activities at the end of the week. Add more people to your group and be accountable to each other. Share stories of what you're doing. And then in January, go full out to build the business without making any excuses. In fact, the more you talk to people, the more confidence you're going to grow into. And if you do this and you take up this 90-day challenge, next year is going to be the best year you've ever had in Neolife. So ladies and gentlemen, those are the few ideas I wanted to share with you. I want to thank you all very much and wish you a Merry Christmas. If we don't, some of you are going to speak on Monday for the business presentation. But I'd like to thank you very much for attending this meeting. And if you're a new distributor, set your goals, speak to your prospect, speak to your upline leader. Have accountability. Be accountable to each other to grow the business. So, Paul, if you're still listening, or Fred, if you're there, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I see somebody asking if this session was recorded. Yes, this session was recorded. I think Paul is going to share the recording with everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And it's been an honor for me to share this idea with you and for listening to my presentation. Thank you, and God bless you.